in like 2016, back when there wasn't a bunch of people doing that. You know, now people are like, oh yeah, you can make money playing video games, but back then you actually had to do some convincing to get people to even believe that it was possible to do it for a job. Regardless, I guess being an absolute video game god wasn't enough for this dude because he was desperate. Listen, I'm not gonna make fun of anyone for wanting a girlfriend. Like, I get it, companionship or whatever. It's just, he went about trying to get a girlfriend in, like, the cringiest ways possible, dude. He would put simp captions on sad Bart Simpson vaporwave edits on his, like, stories. Not even good simp caption stuff either, just stuff that would induce cringe. I remember one day, there were these two posts on his story, dude, and they were so cringe that I literally have them permanently etched into my brain. Like, to this day, I can still see them. The first one was this, like, 2014 Tumblr couple, like a couple that had set up a camera to take a picture of them that's, like, goals AF. Either they set up the camera to take a picture of them, dude, or they have one friend who is third-wheeling so hard it's ridiculous. It's like a couple being all cute with the caption, "Wish I had that, but I'm just alone," with, like, this broken heart emoji and the out-of-breath emoji, like the, "Oh, I'm so tired." And I had thought that's super cringe, obviously. Like, that alone is pretty cringe, dude. Like, come on, bro. No girl wants to date a guy who's posting stuff like that. However, what was next on his story to this day is the worst thing I have ever seen a friend post on social media, bro. Like, genuinely. He had taken a picture of Edward and Bella from Twilight, the super cringe vampire love movie that, like, every teenage girl loved in the early 2010s. And he had taken a picture of the two main characters and photoshopped his face onto the dude main character. And it wasn't even like it was a good Photoshop job either. Like, you know, it would be one thing if he had done a great job and really put a bunch of effort into photoshopping it, so you would be like, damn, bro, you kind of look like a vampire. I would respect the graphic design skills. But he had, like, haphazardly just cut his face out with paint and just slapped it on top of the dude's head and just been, you know, hey, good enough, whatever. It kind of looks good enough if you close your eyes. Like, if you were blind, it might have been a pretty good Photoshop effort, but it was just not very good. It honestly had the vibe of, like, one of those letters that old-timey kidnappers used to send with the letters cut out of magazines so they couldn't be traced by their handwriting. That was the energy it had. And next to the bad Photoshop job of his head onto this dude was literally a blank guess who card. Like the board game where you have to guess who it is and the other person has the board on the other side, like the question mark thing. He had just put one of those over the girl with the caption, "Whoever will be the Bella to my Edward." And like, at that point, dude, it was so cringe I just about threw up in my mouth. And I know a lot of you guys are like, this has to be ironic. There's no way that he posted that on his story and thought it was really cool, but you gotta remember, this was kind of par for the course. Like, I was used to this dude posting very simpy, cringe things on his story. So when I saw that he was posting this, I can't really say that I was surprised. Like, it was him, dude. He unironically had posted that thinking that it was gonna make some girl, like, swoon for him and fall in love. And at that point, I'm like, dude, this is pretty cringe. I've seen a lot of my boys down bad. It happens to the best of us, but I have never, and I mean never, seen a man get to the level of simpitude where he's, like, photoshopping himself into movie posters very badly just to try to get girls to DM him back. Like, homie wasn't just down bad. He was as low as he could possibly go. You know the episode of SpongeBob where they go to that place where, like, it's all the anglerfish and stuff and nobody speaks any language, they all just go with their tongues and whatnot? That's how down this guy was, dude. He was in the pit of despair, the depth of simpitude. If Pokimane was a streamer back then, homie would have been a tier 3 sub. It's a fact. So I decide at that point that the next time I see him, I've got to say something to him, bro. Like, I've been letting him do it for months, but friends just can't let friends do themselves like that. However, the next time I see him, he's all happy and he's like, yo, I've got some news. And, you know, it was some news that I never really had expected to hear with this type of behavior. He told me that he had gone out and somehow managed to get himself a girlfriend. And look, I really do love all my friends, dude. But when was the last time where you saw someone that was making themselves main characters in bad Twilight fan fictions get a girlfriend? And he tells me that, like, this girl had seen the Twilight edit and slid into his DMs because she thought it was cute, and they had been talking ever since. And last night he decides to ask her out, and she said yes. And obviously, I'm really happy for my friend, because, like, he really wanted a girlfriend, and he seemed really excited, and he was happy, and regardless of whether or not it was cringe, if it works, I really have no room to talk, right? Like, yeah, am I ever gonna Photoshop myself into some bad fan fiction? No, I just don't think I can do it. But if it works and it got him a girlfriend and he's happy, then who am I to get involved? You know what I mean? That was until he started, like, telling me about the girl. He was so excited that I asked him to tell me what she was like and whatnot, and I'll be honest, she didn't sound all that great. One of the first things I guess the girl had said to him when they started dating was that it was probably time for him to, like, get rid of all of his Nintendo games because they were a little too childish. At the time in his room, he had, like, this bookshelf set up, and behind him was all of his Nintendo games. He had, like, this huge collection of Super Nintendo games, Game Boy games, DS games, like, everything. And I guess it was behind him when they would FaceTime, and she was like, oh, you need to get rid of that stuff. It's too childish. Now listen, I get not everyone is a gamer. It's not super important to everybody. But, like, I don't know. I feel like if you're dating someone, you should never tell them to get rid of stuff that means a lot to them, especially if it's Nintendo stuff. Like, are you kidding me? Basically everything Nintendo touches goes up in value over time. Super Mario and Luigi might have been intended for kids, dude, but if it makes someone really happy, and it's not like they're wasting money because the products hold their value really well, then who are you to tell them to give it away, dude? Who cares if it's childish? Keep in mind that this is also right when they started dating. Like, if someone starts telling you that all the stuff that you love and makes you excited is really stupid and you shouldn't do it anymore, right into the middle, like, right at the start of the relationship, not even the middle, when you're supposed to be all honeymoon stage and think that everything they do is cute, then yeah, that's probably a red flag that this is not gonna end any very well, if I had to guess. But regardless, my friend is telling me all this, and he seems pretty worried about it, and I asked my friend if he's gonna do it, like, oh, are you gonna get rid of all your stuff? And he said no, but that he had emptied out the bookshelf and hidden all of his Nintendo stuff to make her happy. And that's when I knew that, like, this was gonna turn into trouble, because if he was willing to do that, it was a sign that he was willing to do anything on Simptitude. Yeah, you didn't get rid of your Nintendo stuff, but the fact that you let this girl talk you into getting rid of all your video games, like hiding them in the closet, being ashamed of them when it's something that you used to be proud of, is pretty cringe. And it's probably gonna lead to this dude just doing a lot of things that are gonna, like, jeopardize the friendship for a girl. I'd seen it before, okay, I recognized the signs, and I knew it was coming, bro. So, obviously, I was just expecting things to go bad, and they did. That's why there's a story time. And like I said, he genuinely seemed happy, so I was just gonna mind my own business and not get involved because it wasn't my business. Like, hey, that's just how it is, bro, and if you're out there and you feel like you should be minding other people's business, you shouldn't. And I'll be honest, for like the first month or so, everything is basically okay, but that's when she really started to go crazy, dude. I don't know if she was just hiding it like Darth Sidious did as Chancellor Palpatine, you know, just being like, oh, I'm very normal, nothing evil here, before he just yeeted Mace Windu out of a window. But, like, one day, me and all the boys get on Xbox, and Eric joins the call to, like, talk to everybody, and we could all tell that he was crying and, like, really upset, which is super out of character for him. He was known as being the super calm guy in the group, and he starts telling us that his girlfriend had pointed out that, like, he was spending way too much time playing video games, and that he was wasting his life away by playing video games too much. And keep in mind that this is a guy who literally was playing video games for money. Like, yeah, it wasn't a crap ton, but he really enjoyed doing it, and he was doing it for money. Like, it's not a waste of your time if you love it, and you're making money doing it, and plus, I'm sure he really regrets it now, bro. Like, the guy was really, really good at CSGO. He was playing in leagues and whatnot, and we all know that the gaming scene has just grown quite a bit since 2016, dude. So I guess his girlfriend had gotten in his head and made him think that this was all a waste of time, and it was stupid, even though that he's doing great, he's making money doing it, and most of all, he had fun doing it. Like, you know, we were only teenagers, dude. It's not like he was a 27-year-old unemployed living in his mom's basement playing World of Warcraft 40 hours a day, pissing into a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew. That, yeah, you're probably need to, like, quit video games and go get a job at that point. But if you're just a teenager who loves playing video games with the boys, I don't think that makes you some type of monster. It makes you pretty normal. Yeah, it's all fun and games till your now girlfriend is trying to make you quit your favorite thing. And obviously, we all start trying to talk him out of it, dude. And he's having literally none of it. He's calling himself a loser because of video games. So we start reminding him, like, dude, you make money doing it. Like, oh, it's something that we all do together. Don't you love spending time with your friends? Like, dude, come on, think of all the fun memories we've had playing video games together. And we thought that was a good approach, right? Like, oh, yeah, let's remind them of how much fun we have playing video games as a group. So we're all kind of like, dude, you don't want to quit, because then you wouldn't be able to play video games with the boys. And apparently that was the wrong line of thinking, because as soon as we started pointing that out, he, like, turned on us. He started calling us losers instead. He started swinging on everybody. He started saying that his girlfriend had been pointing out, like, how much we hold him back and how bad of friends we are and how we're all losers and stupid because we play video games all day. And listen, I might play video games all day, okay? But I'm not a loser. At least I like to think I'm not, bro. Maybe I might be delusional, but let me have it. And even then, when you are the guy that I'm always playing video games with, you really have no room to call me a loser. And what he's saying, though, is that his girlfriend had been, like, telling him how bad of friends we were and how we were all losers. So, of course, she's behind this, like, pulling the strings like a puppet master, making everybody fight. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I don't play video games all day, because, like, that's what I do. But there's no need to start calling out the people who are your friends and always support you for it. And at that point, the party chat kind of turns on him super quickly, because he had just started insulting everybody, so it became an oven in there. And like I said, he was a CSGO player, so him being in, like, an Xbox chat wasn't super common everybody, or either way, like, you know what I mean? So the party just starts flaming him. Like, I can feel the heat coming off the oven. This dude is just getting straight up cooked like a Christmas turkey. And so when everybody starts roasting him back, he ends up, like, rage quitting the party and leaving, which is the ultimate baby move, dude. Like, you can't roast someone, right? Start calling everybody losers, and then get mad when they start roasting you back. And keep in mind, the only reason any of this has started is because you can't tell your girlfriend no, bro. Like, you got yourself into this mess and then quit. So after he left the party, all of us are just kind of sitting there trying to figure out what happened, because none of us are really quite sure of what it all went down. Like, it happened pretty fast, and we're all just kind of laughing and talking about it, when all of the sudden, dude, we see that Eric's account rejoins, followed by an account that, like, none of us recognized. The gamer tag kind of looked like one of the ones that was given to you by Xbox, like, you know, oh, Hunting Panda 64, like, just a random name. It wasn't like there was anything special about it. None of us recognized it, and we're all like, hello, trying to get whoever had joined the party to communicate with us, because it's just weird when somebody you don't know joins the party, and Eric's account is dead silent. Usually on old Xbox mics, you can kind of, like, hear people breathing and moving, but it was almost like he had muted his mic, so that way, you know, he wouldn't have a chance to interrupt this new account that had just joined the party. So the account that we don't recognize starts talking, and it's a girl, and she starts saying how we're all losers, and we're never gonna amount to anything in life, and, like, all of a sudden, Eric unmutes and starts acting.
Wait, Dad, what if you accidentally fix it?
You're never gonna go anywhere in life. Yeah, like, he's hyping up this girl in our party. What? And that's when we realized, bro, that this account is Eric's
Dad,
girlfriend.
I think it's just the charge report.
Started a fight in our Xbox party.
I think it's just the charge report, because everything else about it was fine.
And then went and snitched to his girlfriend. So, like, at this point, we're all flabbergasted. We start laughing, because everybody knows that Xbox party chats are survival of the fittest, dude. You can't just bring your 5'2" bodyguard to hide behind now, because you started insulting everybody, and they started roasting you back. Like, I can't respect someone who starts a fight, and then runs and snitches to their girlfriend or mommy to, like, bring them into the party chat to start roasting everyone back, because they were mean to her little boo-boo bear. Dude, like, you started it. You literally started it, and then went and snitched to your girlfriend, and then brought her into the Xbox party, bro. Did you have to give her a headset to borrow to make this? Because the account wasn't an Xbox account, dude. It's not like she was a gamer. She hated video games. She had made this account just to come argue with us. Honestly, I was pretty flattered. Like, oh, you hate video games, but I'm important enough to come flirt with, huh? Can't blame you, I am pretty handsome. So this girl, who apparently thinks video games is for losers, is now just, like, in our Xbox party, insulting us, screaming at us, so naturally, we start roasting her back. But as soon as we start roasting her back, dude, she goes full victim card, and one of my friends had, like, told her to get out of the party because her lack of brain cells were dumbing down everybody in there, because she just sounded dumb. And obviously, I'm not gonna deny that that was mean, but let's not forget that she joined our party and started calling us losers
characters who were never gonna amount to anything. Like, you can't just start it and then, you know, anything back is suddenly too insulting. Regardless, as soon as my friend points out that she's stupid and needs to leave, she starts being like, oh, you guys hate me because I'm a woman. And obviously that was not true, dude. Like, I hate you because you're stupid. You could be a stupid dude and I would still hate you. I hate your boyfriend at this point. Yeah, we used to be boys, but nah, I hate him. Why? Because he's stupid. My respect for him is out the window, much like children falling out of Onision's house. Please don't sue me, Greg. I'm really sorry. I've never made a video on you. Allegedly. Allegedly. So we're like, no, it has nothing to do with you. It just has to do with you being stupid. And at that point, we kick her from the party because we're like, we're just done with it. We're not gonna let you sit here and be like, you guys are just mean to me because I'm a girl. It's just not true. We were not being mean to you because you're a girl. You joined the party and started trying to, like, defend your boyfriend who didn't really need you on the defense because he's the one who started it in the first place. Like, he could have just sold his Xbox and not told us. And yeah, we probably would have been like, huh, where did you go? But it's not like we were super curious on where he went. He joined the Xbox party to tell us about all of this. Like, he literally did everything to himself. I have no idea what he was doing. However, that was not the end of it, because all of a sudden, everybody's phone starts ringing, and they're like, oh, I don't recognize it, so they don't answer, and it goes to the next person, and it starts ringing, they're like, I don't recognize it, so they don't answer, and finally, on the third time, it gets to me. So it's the same number that's called everybody else, so my curiosity gets the best of me. Obviously, I gotta know who's calling it, so I answer the FaceTime call, and it's Eric's girlfriend, dude. He had given her everybody's number so that she could keep this going. Like, oh, yeah, babe, you are right. We were totally roasting them in that Xbox party chat. Here's all of their phone numbers. You should FaceTime them and argue with them even more. Regardless, she just starts yelling again, and at that point, I'm like, alright, this chick is crazy, so I'm just gonna mess with her. Like, why not? I've got absolutely nothing to lose. And she's clearly crazy. Like, okay, you're so mad you don't want your boyfriend to hang out with us, so he says he's not gonna hang out with us, but now you're FaceTiming me just to argue with me more, dude. I'm really starting to think she might have had a crush on me. I didn't recognize it at the time, but my goodness, dude, if you want to fight with me so bad, I'm gonna start charging like Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather do. Make a couple $100 grand off fighting this dude's girlfriend. That's how it is, man. I would never hit a woman unless I was getting paid for it. That's a joke, by the way. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's getting clipped out of context 100%, but that's just the way you gotta do it on YouTube sometimes. At this point, she had moved past the all of us being losers for gaming thing, and now she starts asking me, like, oh, if your friends bullied a baby, would you bully a baby? Because somehow, in her head, bro, she had decided that us roasting her and her boyfriend was basically the same thing as all of us ganging up and bullying a defenseless baby. And no, that's not the same thing, because, like, a baby is a baby. It's not like it can piss me off. What would I even say to it? Haha, I can talk, idiot. Like, you can't speak. Ah, you're stupid. Obviously, no. If my friends were all bullying a baby, I would not also bully the baby. I know. I cannot look a baby in the eye and make fun of it. I'm really sorry. But because I had decided to mess with her, yeah, I hate babies. Absolutely. If my friends started bullying a baby, I would too, because I think it's hilarious. And I was just messing with her. Like, that's not how I feel. I just wanted to piss her off. And she looks really confused, and so she asks again. She's like, you're telling me right now that you would bully a baby? And without missing a beat, I'm like, yeah, dude, I hate stupid babies. They're so useless. And I thought that obviously I was being sarcastic enough that she would know I was messing with her. But, like, she doesn't realize it, dude. I'm watching her face trying to process the words I just said, and, like, the idea of sarcasm just wasn't up there. That word hadn't made its way into her vocabulary yet, because instead of being like, haha, real mature, you do realize I'm trying to make a point, she just loses it on me. She starts telling me how I'm absolutely disgusting, and like any type of human that would be willing to bully a baby is a pure scumbag who like doesn't deserve to live. How could I dare think that it's acceptable to bully something as defenseless as a baby? This girl is so dumb that she unironically thinks that I would bully a baby. She's lecturing me about how it's important to be nice to toddlers, so at that point I'm like, oh my god, she doesn't realize I'm kidding. So I double down just to piss her off, and I tell her that, like, yo, next time I see a toddler at the mall, I'm gonna punch it and blame it on her. And she hangs up on me. She's like, oh my god, and hangs up on me all, oh my god. I can only imagine what she told Eric after she hung up. Oh my god, babe, your friends are so disgusting. Did you hear him? Did you? Babe, I'm not sure if you heard him. He said that he would fight a baby. A baby? Who says that? And Eric was probably like, yeah, you're right, babe. They are stupid. I think that we should punch them in the face, because they're stupid. He doesn't have any thoughts of his own in his brain, dude. He's basically a golden retriever just sitting there trying to figure out when someone's going to throw the tennis ball next. There's not many people home. And I'll be honest with you, dude, I really thought that was going to be the end of it. Like, there's no way this girl is actually going to latch onto this very long, or Eric will pull her back to reality and go, okay, obviously they were kidding. They don't want to fight a baby. Like, I thought I was never going to hear about any of this again. But I am naive. I am dumb. I am the person that needs warning labels on things like tiger cages saying, do not try to put your hand in the tiger cage. I'm the person that's stupid. So the next day I get to school and like everyone I walk past is kind of giving me dirty looks, way too many dirty looks for a normal day. Like, yeah, some people didn't like me, but everybody I'm passing is looking at me like I just am Satan himself. So I'm like, damn bro, maybe I got something in my teeth, maybe I did something wrong, everybody's staring at me, and finally one of my friends, I see him and he walks up to me and he's like, bro, why did you punch a baby at that basketball game yesterday? Like, that was really messed up, dude. And obviously, I'm sitting here looking confused because, I don't know, I didn't punch a baby yesterday. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? It's not every day that somebody you know walks up to you and is like, hey man, why do you spend your free time beating up children? That's kind of not cool. I have no idea what this dude is talking about. So I ask him what in the world he's talking about because I wasn't at a basketball game yesterday. And he says that, like, everyone at school this morning has been talking about how apparently I was at a basketball game yesterday, and while the game was going on, I punched this girl's like 6-month-old nephew, and obviously it's a surprise to me when I hear this, because I don't know, I didn't remember punching a toddler. Like, oh damn, my amnesia must be acting up. I thought I would remember punching a baby in the face, but hey, I guess not. It's just something that I do so often. Ooh, I forgot. It's like just going to the bathroom for me at this point. I can't tell you every time I peed, can't tell you how many times I punched a baby in the face. Probably around the same amount, though. Like, I think I would remember that. So, I'm obviously confused, and so I decided to ask my friend, I'm like, dude, who told you this? Like, it's not true, but I'm not mad at you. Like, I just gotta know. And he's like, dude, I don't want to tell you, I don't want to get anyone in trouble. And I'm like, look, man, you gotta understand, if someone was accusing you of punching a baby, wouldn't you want to know who was saying that stuff? And he's like, okay, yeah, alright, I guess that's a fair point. I would want to know. And I feel like it's a right. I have the right to face my accuser. If you're gonna accuse me of punching a baby, I at least deserve to know who you are. You can't just walk around all anonymously like, Ryan punched my cousin, by the way. If you think that that should be how it is, take a second to comment down below, Ryan punched my cousin, just so, you know, I can get a guide of y'all. There better be a comment section filled with Ryan punched my cousin at this point, dude. And he's like, alright, fine, I'll tell you. So he tells me that he heard it from somebody who had heard it from, oh my goodness, wouldn't you guess it, Eric's girlfriend. Wow, if only there was some way that anyone could have seen this coming, dude. This girl had taken our argument over FaceTime about how I would hypothetically fight a baby, and then made up a story about how I had punched her nephew to make me look bad, and then told everybody before I had even gotten to school that morning. Who does that, dude? Like, if you don't like me, that's cool. I don't really care, I guess. It's life. Not everyone's gonna like you. That's just the way the ball bounces sometimes. I've gotten used to that. But I mean, come on, dude. You really don't need to go so far as to accuse me of beating up a kid when I didn't. I wasn't even at the basketball game. Like, what do you mean? As far as rumors go, I will say it was easy to dispute, because, like, once everybody realized, oh yeah, I didn't see him there yesterday, everybody kind of would realize it wasn't true. But still, there's a lot of of people at school who don't really know me that well, and now they think I'm out here boxing babies like Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather, just going to town on toddlers, be like, oh, you can't speak, punch in the face. So all day, I'm having to explain to people that, like, this is a rumor, which isn't too hard, because most people didn't think it was something I would do anyways. But imagine if all of a sudden everyone's like, hey, man, I could see Ryan trying to 720 no-scope a 2-month-old. Like, that didn't happen. A lot of people could tell it was probably exaggerated, but regardless, it wasn't like I wanted to spend all day telling people that, no, I was not willing to beat up kids. Like, that's just not something I wanted to spend my day doing. Being at school is already bad enough. And at this point, I'm just pissed at Eric and his girlfriend for making me have to do all of this, bro. Like, yeah, I'm pissed at the girlfriend for doing it, but I'm also pissed at Eric, because the only reason any of this happened is because he just can't say no to his girlfriend and say that he likes video games. So I'm pissed at both of them, and I'm just ready, dude. I'm just not having to explain all of this time after time. So I decide that at lunch, I'm just gonna walk up to her and just ask her to explain why she told everybody that. I wasn't gonna yell at her, I wasn't gonna try to fight her or call her names, I was just gonna simply ask her to be like, hey, will you please tell me why you would make up the fact that I hit your cousin, which I think is more than fair, bro. And I'm also not gonna lie, if Eric happened to get involved and want to stand up for his woman and wanted to take things outside, I was also down for that. I'm not really a fighter, I've told story times about how I try to avoid it, but at this point I was like, if I'm ever gonna make an exception and fight somebody, it was gonna be Eric. Like, I was pissed. So at that point, I texted our group chat that had Eric in it, and I just explained what was going on, saying that his idiot girlfriend had started a rumor that I had beat up his nephew, and I called him some not nice names too. I said what I called his girlfriend because that won't get me demonetized, but the words that I had to describe Eric were a little bit more colorful, you know what I'm saying? And I tell him in no uncertain terms that he had until lunch to stop the rumors or tell his girlfriend to stop the rumors, or I was going to make sure that it got cleared up at lunch. Which, yes, was a threat, but I feel like, honestly, it's pretty fair at that point, bro. Like, you solve the problem that you and your girlfriend started, or I'm gonna have to do it for you. I feel like that's pretty fair. Sure, could I have gone about it nicer? Could I...
Y'all ready? Go! Chip out! That's a clutch rebound. Oh, that's smooth.
Yo, kick it to smooth. Yo, kick it to smooth.
Alright, nice drive. Nice drive.
Come on, shake
Y'all
it
ready
off.
for this?
Akeem, I'm open.
Don't Olgate. On. Don't Olgate. Oi, that D's looking a bit ragged.
I'm on him.
Y'all
I'm
ready?
open.
Leave it to me.
I'm open. Yo,
Go.
don't hog it.
You see that steal? They switch up. Perfect pass. Nice pass. Oh, you know they're going for the highlight reel. Hey, y'all
open.
ready?
Yo, kick it to smooth. Yo, kick it to smooth.
Go! You see that steal? They D'ing up.
The issue.
Oh, from outside? That's
There
a
we
thing
go.
of beauty. Y'all ready?
Up here. Up
Check.
here. Up
You
here.
see that steal? They D'ing up.
Olgate.
Oi, they beat alley-oop. Nice pass. Racking them up there. Y'all ready?